Other Victor Pross speaking to you, anarchist artist. Yes, well, as you can imagine, I've been criticized for my video Requiem for the political dinosaur. And as the saying goes, voting only encourages them. And I stand by that. Voting for someone to rule over you is demeaning and depraved. I would hope that I have made myself clear with my talk with Jeff Berwick. I am all for communicating the message of liberty and the dissemination of ideas. And I'm open to all forms of communication, the greatest of which is the internet, is the World Wide Web. At the end of the day, I really have no beef with the Libertarian Party in their function as intellectuals communicating ideas, but not as a political party per se. So distinguish the two. At the end of the day, I have no beef with the Libertarian Party in their function as intellectuals communicating ideas, but not as a political party. Just to repeat that and make that clear. You know, Libertarians still have a hard-on for the idea that the government can be made smaller and therefore sanction the institution thereby as having a functional purpose within society, as a proper functioning purpose within society. That's the premise from which they're operating from. Those who believe that the state can be minimized or made smaller are those who believe that the state is inevitable. Don't you want a smaller government, Victor? You should vote. Fuck. Yeah, I'm all for a smaller government. Who the fuck isn't? Even a fucking statist wants a smaller government where his interests are only served and not injured, of course. So what's the principle here that separates the statist from the anarchist? And the real question is, do you believe in small government in principle? Meaning, do you believe that the government has a place in society, a proper place? I don't. I am calling for the abolishment, or the abolishment, rather, of this blood-drenched institution, as I would call for the abolishment of the institution of plantation slavery. In principle, there is no fucking difference. In principle. In principle. And I do take issue with Walter Block, for example, for voting for Obama, as he said in an interview, quite a few of them, in fact, he admits it, for whatever God-forsaken rationalism. And I imagine that he's not unique with that's not unique within the libertarian anarchist community. I imagine others have done so. One can see these anarchists using the same rationalism towards today's blood puppet candidates. And in fact, actually, I did hear that somebody did that there are a cadre of anarchists or libertarians who are voting for Bernie Sanders, for Christ's sakes. Oh my God! Oh fuck! Talk about being deluded. But in communicating ideas, however, what Tim Bowen is doing, that's all. That's fine. That's all fine. But what an amazing, fantastic invention the World Wide Web is, though. As anarchists and libertarians, we can utilize our time and energies as intellectual activists and make full use of the World Wide Web. Hats off to those anarchists who have alternative media, who create a channel on YouTube and spread ideas that way. Hats off to the likes of Lauren Southern, who confronted those lefty feminists, the slut walk or whatever, and made sure to get that on video for the world to see. Our energy and our time is limited. Life is a busy affair. There's only so much time and energy we can put out there into the world. Strategically, I think that pouring all of our energies and time into the political process through electoral voting, and speaking specifically of electoral voting as if liberty is going to be achieved by votes, is showing a great lack of imagination. That's all I can say. When I was a young man, if I wanted to expand the frontiers of my knowledge, as it were, I had to go to the library. I had to take university colleges. I had to buy books if I wanted to read and understand and learn and continue to educate myself. Today, information is available at a fucking click away. The access to the type of information that we have is fucking amazing. Imagine the inventors of the Gutenberg making little use of the printing press while instead laboring over handwritten text and thereby taking years, of course. The immediate effect of the printing press was to multiply the output of all kinds of information and knowledge. It made information available to a much larger segment of the population who were eager for information too. And because of the printing press, the Renaissance spread to Germany, England, France, Spain, and this was in the late 15th, 16th centuries. But what would have happened if we just confined ourselves to medieval monks laboring over a text? I mean, this is where the dinosaur part comes into. This is what I see these libertarians. I see them as these medieval monks scratching the little shit in the voting booth, you know, with the little pencil or whatever they use these days, right? Look, I just want to say this: politics is merely the result of a society's dominant philosophy. You can't hurl over the head of philosophy and jump right into the fray of politics. Politics is merely the net result of a society's philosophy. First, you change the society's philosophy, which is not an easy task, but it's immeasurably much more difficult if we confine ourselves to the voting booth. But you have to communicate ideas. Consider the World Wide Web. Victor Pross signing out, anarchist artist, pop culture.